Whitney, where are you?
Disneyworld? Hi.
Alright, that's standing everything. 20 days. See you in 2 weeks. Now here in Harambe, we do not say hello, we say Jumbo. So Jumbo, everybody. Jumbo. My name's Ashley, and I'm going to be your game driver on our 2-week photo safari throughout the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Quick recommendation: if you're going to be using a digital camera, switch it to an action or sport mode. When we're out here moving around in the reserve, so are the animals. It's going to help you take a much stripes on them to help them blend in. It's a little better camouflage, like the ones coming up on my side of the truck. Some bronze, kind of rust-colored animals in the bushes. Those are bongo. Bongo are known as the ghosts of the forest because they do have a good tendency of hiding from us. There's a baby in there, even though it's a little hard to see. The tan animals on the same side are greater kudu. They're the second tallest out of the antelope. Males carry horns, so these are all females. The male's horns are also about 6 feet long. Just hanging out, enjoying the day. You may have seen an old copy on the right side. It's that brown animal that had the white striped legs. Looks like a relative of a zebra. It's the only known relative to giraffes. We're going to head down towards this watering hole. It's not really the best spot to find the most rare species. A little bit of a hit or miss. A couple yellow-billed storks up ahead of us. We just got to watch out. They are carnivorous. Yeah. They dish snakes, frogs, lizards, sometimes even other birds. It's kind of weird. Let's see who's hanging out here. Don't look like too much. We're gonna check the other side of the hill. You always gotta look twice through the bushes as you go by, because it's more than one time that we've driven past and the animals are sitting right inside of them. Alright, check this outside and we'll get out of here. Another yellow-billed stork hanging out up there on the hill. Just hanging out. Alright, we're going to get out of the forest for the day, but don't worry, we'll come back in a few days, see if anything else has shown up. Right now it's going to get a little bumpy. We're going to cross up and over into the Safi riverbanks. Safi is home to one of Africa's largest animals. But what is it? Got an elephant. Got a rhino. Hippo. Nile hippopotamus. At birth are about 85 pounds. Fully grown male hippos over 5,000 pounds. They do stay underwater the majority of the day, so they don't overheat that big body. Coming out to feed on vegetation at nighttime. They can eat about 150 pounds every single night. Now we're going to push through the river here. The water's low. That means the hippos probably had a chance to cross over, so let's check this other side. Ah, here we go. Look behind the island. See some of their backs breaching. Big white birds here, pink-backed pelicans. And we get a little bit closer to the hippos. When you find them in a group, they're called a bloat. There they are. We'll stop up here. They can remain completely submerged for about 8 minutes. When they're moving around in the water, they're normally walking. They're able to swim. That's just their preferred mode of transportation. Pink-backed pelicans hanging out. Hippos are nocturnal animals. That's pretty much what they do throughout the day, just hanging out. Believe it or not, a hippo can outrun any one of us. They run 30 miles an hour. It's kind of impressive. Right around the corner. Now we gotta cross over this rickety old bridge, so you must stay seated. No exceptions. These are very live Nile crocodile. They're about 18 to 20 feet long on average and about 2,000 pounds. Take a good look at their jaws. There's 2,000 pounds of pressure per square inch. It's enough to crush bone. If their jaws are open down there, they're not smiling at you. They're releasing body heat because they're cold-blooded. If they remain inactive underwater, they can stay there for about 2 hours. When they come out of the water, they also run at about 10, 15 miles an hour. That's just a little too fast for anything that looks that hungry, so we're gonna go. We're gonna go up into the savannah. Completely different ecosystem. Some unique animals are up ahead. storing water in the trunk to survive the droughts. The tree is also extremely resilient. They can live pretty easily past 2,000 years. Now we're going to go down the top of this banana. Beautiful view out here. The Serengeti grassland stretches hundreds of miles across East Africa. It's a super highway for a lot of migrators of the Middle East, but it's a home to giraffes, elephants, and lions. It's all part of the wild Africa. We work very hard to conserve. I'll give you a little African air condition here. Hang on. Feel the breeze. There's air wind. Hope you noted. Over on your right hand side, you're going to find some brown and bronze colored animals. They are sable antelope. They are the official symbol of this reserve. Only the mature sables have a dark colored coat. The other ones are going to be more bronze colored. Now they're also more of an aggressive antelope. Most antelope in a fight or flight situation run. They stay there and hold their ground to fight. A couple Patterson's eland out there on the right side. Big tan colored animals. We'll get closer on the other end. Some of the animals out here are so small you're not going to notice them. Like this mound of earth on the right. It's a termite mound. They are hard as concrete. Most of the time animals are going to use them as a scratching post, or they eat them. They're pretty good. There's a better end of an eland. Let's see if we get on the other end. More termites coming up ahead of us. Patterson's eland are the second largest out of the antelope. They're about 2,000 pounds, which is a full ton. The males stand 6 feet tall at their shoulders. We're going to pull up next to them here. Now they have a pretty unique escape route from predators. Theirs is to jump. They get 8 feet off the ground, and that's from a standing position. So just like that, just 8 feet. It's impressive. Lots of animals up ahead of us. More of those baobab trees. I see cattle, springbok. Something else is up on the hill. The small, tiny tan animals ahead are springbok. Straight off my right shoulder, all the way out to the pathway, you can see some gray animals. Those are white-bearded wildebeest. They're also known as new. That's from the grunting sound they make. See a giraffe coming up. The springbok on your right side are those small animals. They are fully grown. Springbok are pretty well named. Their escape route from predators is to pronk. Pronking is jumping while running, and they get 11.5 feet off the ground. Straight up off the right front corner, if you look up by the palm trees in front of us here on the right, huge white horns sticking out. They are Ankoli cattle. Longest horn cattle, with each horn at 6 feet long and 20 inches around the base of it. It seems heavy to carry on your head, but it's like a honeycomb on the inside. Now these are a Maasai giraffe. When you find giraffes in a group, it's called a tower. Maasai are a shorter subspecies. They're about 14 to 18 feet tall. And if you look at their spot pattern, it's very rough and jagged. It's kind of all over this place. Looks like someone just picked up their spots and threw them on. See two more hanging out in the palm trees on the other end. They're out here doing what giraffes do best. They eat 18 hours out of the day. They like food. A newborn baby giraffe is about 6 feet at birth. Dropping 6 feet at birth. Welcome to the world. Very cool. We should be able to find more giraffes. There's a water buck sitting in the palm trees out there. It's a grayish colored animal. We should be able to get another view of these animals when we zigzag back through. Right now we're going to go into what's called Monkey Point. It's home to a troop of mandrill monkeys that frequent the area. It's the largest and most colorful monkey in Africa. This is also the beginning of elephant country. Male and female African elephants both carry the tusk. Unfortunately, that puts both at risk of getting poached. Mandrill is probably on my side. Pretty shy though, we only get to see him once in a blue moon. I don't see anyone. Let's see if we can find an elephant. Oh, there's a better end to one. See him in the back of the pathway?
Oh, back there.
I can tell you just from size, it's a fully grown male. They're upward of 13,000 pounds. They're also normally by themselves. Once they hit maturity, majority of life is in solitude because of aggression. Elephants face a very serious threat with habitat loss, but you can help by recycling electronics like cell phones, laptops. Sounds kind of weird, but there's a metallic ore in the motherboard. It's called coltan. 80% is mined in Africa where elephants live. Unfortunately, mining goes in, removing food and water sources, so elephants aren't able to survive. Recycling gives some of that back. Ooh, also, unfortunately, that's the road I'm supposed to take, but I just don't have enough speed to make it. That's alright. It's all about adventure, right? I mean, I've never been back here, but this road leads somewhere. So hang on, there's a pothole coming up. That's alright, I love potholes. So, there's a bridge. Looks kind of old and beat up, but the rope looks newer. We'll be fine. Just stay seated. We'll go pulley-pulley, I mean slowly. And don't move. Don't even look at it. It knows. We're about halfway there. Oh, alright, hang on. We're not gonna make it. We're going down. Save the driver. Okay, hang on. That was awkward. I forgot I said that. Good news though, I'm off the bridge.
That was close.
Hang on. I'm working on it. That went way better than I thought it would. So, we're gonna take the way home. I got duct tape. Quick fix. Quick fix. Don't worry about it. Now, it's totally worth it because we just made it through to elephant country. The deep gouge marks on the walls, that's from elephant's tusk. They dig up that clay and then they eat it. Gives them beneficial minerals that they're not gonna get from eating vegetation. Yummy. Alright, so that's the elephants. Babies stay with mom about 15 years. That was after mom was pregnant, 22 months. Oh yeah. She then gives birth to a beautiful 300-pound baby. Well, I'm not an elephant. Because if you thought 1 or 2 or 3 was enough, she'll have 15 in her lifetime. 30 years of pregnancy. Good for her. Now, the bridge was a little traumatic, so I'm going to go ahead and turn on the radio, see if we get some news and some relaxing music. We'll see what comes through. We got music. So sit back, relax, enjoy the sights and sounds of Africa. See the elephants trying to hide ahead of us. You see one just up ahead over the rocks by the watering hole. Looks like she might be grabbing something to drink. Another female off her corner. We'll stop down here for a couple seconds.
This one right behind the rocks.
Another one just walking away there. Elephants are often found flapping their ears. It's cooling down the blood that circulates and can drop their body temperature by about 15 degrees. That one that we can definitely see looks like a matriarch. Just very large for the female. Ah, some greater flamingo. They are the largest, but the lightest pink of the species. They get colors by eating brine shrimp and other crustaceans that are high in beta-carotene. Carotene is what turns them pink. They're going to start nesting. They're going to build little nests that look like volcanoes, and they lay 1 egg inside. When the babies are born, they are born gray. It takes about 1.5 years of eating carotene to turn pink. You can see that elephant in the back there a little better now. It's hanging out, getting early dinner. Oh, up ahead of us here, We might find white rhino, which average 5,000 pounds. They're a lot bigger than black rhinos. They're pretty close. It's a mess. Oh, here we go. Now, unfortunately, rhinos are severely being poached with their horns. Currently, there are less than 5,000 black rhinos in the entire world today. White rhino are also severely being poached. Unfortunately, it's a little confusing why. They're being poached with a horn, but the only thing it's made of is keratin. That's found in your fingernails and in your hair. That's all it is. For some reason, it goes for a high value on the black market, giving poachers incentive to go after them. They're pretty well funded and have sophisticated means, so it's getting harder to find creative ways of stopping them. It's like we're in a parade now. Got an ostrich walking up ahead.
Right in front of us. The ostrich obviously wants to. Want to race?
Come on, ostrich, we'll beat ya.
It's just walking.
Yeah, be quiet. Ostrich, not the brightest bird. They do have wings, but they do not fly, which is fine because that would be terrifying. They can, however, run about 40 miles an hour, even though you wouldn't know. So he's trying to creep up on something. Ostrich can grow about 9 feet tall if it's a big male. Oh, you gonna take an exit here? Nope. No, I'm just gonna walk on the side so you can't pass me. This is a female. You can tell by the gray feathers. Males have a black feather. There you go. Yeah, go off that way. Now make sure your hands are on the inside of the truck because they are also not the nicest birds.
Where'd you go? Oh, right here. Keep pushing it.
So you're back up.
Right there.
She's fully mammal. Hi, ostrich.
Crazy bird. Now, it's also really good to know or remind yourself that anywhere in the wild, but especially in Africa, that just because you're not looking at an animal doesn't mean they're not looking at you. Look up here on the left corner. See the cheetah? The sun's coming right down on it. Look forward on your left.
Forward. Oh, okay.
There it is, way back.
Now you want to look off my corner. You're looking at the fastest land animals running over 60 miles an hour. And that's for several hundred yards. It's way better than me. But they're also one of the only cats that hunts during the daytime because they rely on sight.
See it?
So we're gonna go. Oh, big rock formation coming up ahead of us here called a copy. It means like the head of rocks where they all pile up. Best spot to try to find lions. There he is under the tree on the end. As you can tell, lions are inactive 18-20 hours out of the day. Great life.
Right there.
Contrary to the popular belief, though, females do majority of the hunting. The male protects the pride. He watches over the cubs and he makes sure that no other big predator tries to come into the area. Lions are the only cat that hunts cooperatively, so they do go out together as a pride. Whenever you find a group of cheetahs like we just did, they're called a coalition. And more rhinos up ahead of us. I'm gonna see if I can't find the lioness. Scimitar horridors, we just passed some white antelope. They're named after the Middle Eastern scimitar sword. It has a very long blade, goes at a backward angle. So do their horns, that's how they got the name. Alright, see if the female's out a little bit better. I don't see her. It's a hard life, you know. Ah, it's gonna get cute. Look at them. Warthogs. Largest growing mammals in Africa, running 35 miles an hour. It's quick for little legs. Now, even though the upper tusks are really impressive looking, it's the bottom ones you have to watch out for. They're like razors. It's pretty cute for a warthog. Clutch of ostrich eggs coming up on my side in the sand. They are real. They're the largest out of the bird egg, about 3 pounds. See the rhinos hanging out here, but you probably didn't notice that there's actually a baby nursing. It's a big baby, but it's a baby.
It's a baby.
White rhino were originally named Vite rhino. Vite in Afrikaans means wide. It's a reference to the wide square jaw they have. Over the years, the name just became kind of lost and confused, becoming white rhino. Now, they're ostrich hanging out over here. But we do have 800 square miles to make up in the next 2 weeks. A lot of land, a little bit of time. Lucky for us, we're already coming up on our first stretch of the adventure. Once we park, we're taking just a short 5-mile hike to the next location. So the fence there is. Now we're gonna, actually, hang on. One more detour. If this gate is open, it means there's some sort of animal activity up ahead, so we can see a couple more animals before we stop. Oh, just by the horns, I can tell you these are addax. Addax are a desert antelope, which means they're going to go for the majority of their life without ever drinking water. Yep, most of the moisture that they get is from the food that they eat. That's all they need to survive. Now, it's not to say that if they don't come across water, they're not going to drink, because they will, but it's just not a necessity. Now, for safety reasons, because we're so close to the pathway, don't walk towards me. We're going to have to creep by. We don't want to give them the chance to get underneath the truck. And I love the horns. They're about 3 feet. They naturally spiral off that way, but unfortunately, it's also a reason they are poached. Hang on, a bit bumpy here. Alright, let's get back towards our other pathway. Now remember, no matter where you live, you can always help conserve natural habitats and the wild creatures of your own hometown. You can...
You see that scary gorilla? Yeah. Obviously wants to kill me. He's sticking his butt out at you, Whitney.
And you too.
Oh, there's another one.
Yeah. I saw that one crawling.
That scary gorilla. He obviously wants to kill me.
No, he doesn't.
He wants me. He wants me bad. He wants to be me. Why can't you self-conscious? Maybe he'll scratch it.